Well, there were, as I'm sitting here, I've been talking to, my brothers and, sitting here listening to all the stories. There's two qualities of Grandma that really come to mind, and that's her givingness, and I know people have talked about it, and then her, dedication to family. And I remember when we actually lived with Grandma and Grandpa while we were between houses, and one of my favorite memories that I know my brothers share as well is that we would sit there in the living room, and we'd be watching like Nickelodeon or something silly, and we would actually be making rosaries. Like, she actually would teach us how to bead the rosaries, and we all had our own little tool that we would use for, putting the beads on, and to knot it, put the knots in, and
child labor.
yeah. Exactly. Well, but what was so cool is that we were making just countless. I don't even know how many rosaries we made. But I found out, actually, she told us when we were little, but I only just remembered that we were making all of those to give to the poor and to give, so that as, I guess, kind of a missionary work or something like that, but we gave them all away, and I thought, I only just remembered that that's what they were all for. I just remember doing that with her. And it was just such a giving thing, and to share the faith that she had with other people was just such a selfless thing. But it was so much fun to do it as well, and that was something that she did have, she inflicted in us, was that you can have fun sharing, that faith with just anybody, even though I never actually went to give them out, but there's so many people out there who have been touched by her that I've never even met before, and they might not have actually met her before, but that little, one rosary to one person could have made such a huge difference, and I think that that's just so, it's crazy to think that something so little like that, but, and then another thing I want to comment on is that, I'm going to sound like my dad on this one, but it's like the true testament to who you are is that the fruit of, what you are. And just recently going through, the marriage preparation and, sponsor couples, and one thing is you learn is, part of the way God loves you is to be fruitful. And I think I'm just kind of like Rachel said, I brag about the size of our family, how many cousins we have, how many now next generation cousins we have. Very fruitful, But and then that's passed on to all of us as well, and it's just such a blessing to her and to us to be a part of her fruit. So I don't know. I'm gonna slow.
Oh, Lord. At least this time I don't have a microphone. It's not champagne shaking or anything. But right now, I feel like my beauty right now. There's so many things I just want to say and just go all over the map, but I'm trying to narrow it down. I hope so. I'm going to try to narrow it down to like Lizzie. But faith and family, as I said, and like how I said last week, that's good. My parents started giving me as siblings. Found out apparently that's something my dad has always said, and the reason why I'm like that. And so, that comes from Grandma, and I want to thank her so much for my aunts and uncles and my cousins, and family has always been so big for us, and coming home, and she has so much energy, so full of life. And it was always so much fun coming, and being little, you don't know how old she is or if she's frail or not. We were just wild and crazy, and she would get down on her knees and just play with us and always do the little tackles, and she didn't care either. She was wild and crazy with us, and it was so much fun. I loved it. But one thing I loved so much is the special connections that she had with each and every one of us. She made all of us special in some way, and I remember she and I became pen pals for a little while, just a little, hey, just want to see how you're doing, how's life, how's school. And she was the one that, with help my dad, they both really got me into learning about the saints. And she would give me books about Padre Pio and give me us about all the other saints and learning about their lives. And we would, in our letters that I would write to each other, we would talk about, you're like, oh, you need to look up this saint about this. And we would send each other Bible verses, something that's touched us that week. And I always felt bad because she was always so quick to respond back to me. Anytime I sent her a letter, 3 days later I would have a letter back in the mail. And for me it'd be like, all right, I got like a month or two before I send something back. But she was always on it. She would always send letters so fast. And I just love that she had that connection with us, and that she's touched us all in a special way.
I just wanted to say how much she always made you feel loved. Whenever you were in her presence, you just had this essence of her that made you feel loved. When I was in kindergarten, I had half days where I didn't have to go to school until noon, and I only had school noon to 3. And on every Wednesday, I would always look forward to it that Grandma would spend the morning with me. I would go to lunch with her. We would always go to Red Lobster. That was my favorite place to go to. Or we would be sitting on my kitchen table playing Go Fish. Or we would go on walks. And I just always looked forward to Wednesdays. Because those were the days that I felt loved. And I always went to school with a smile on my face. So, I just want to thank Grandma for always being there, for all the love she gave out to everyone. And Grandma, whenever I go to heaven, we need to go to Red Lobster again.
Red Lobster heaven.
Shocker. For those who don't know me, I am the little brother of this beautiful woman. Gee, I'm tearing up already. I'm going to do something a little different. I haven't planned it. Incidentally, I do want to do it.
Yes, sorry.
I would like to tell a couple of stories. To the children that's in front of me, maybe. Let's call them fairy tales. I don't want to startle anybody. They're very short stories. The first one is about an elderly woman that woke up one morning. I'm going to try to tell you the story exactly the way they told it to me. I'm going to walk away from you guys because you won't cheer up. This is, again, I'm going to try to tell her exactly what she told to me. She lived alone. She was a very honest person. She loved her family. And one morning she woke up and she was sitting on the edge of her bed. And all of a sudden this man walked into her room, sat down at the edge of the bed, and just looked at her. While they were, I don't know, I believe she told me that she tried to talk to him, and he wouldn't answer her. sitting there. From what I remember, it was like 10, 12 minutes. She noticed another individual that was just outside her door in a row, walking back and forth. She never saw his face. And 13 minutes went by, 10, 13 minutes went by. This gentleman got up, walked out of the room, turned the corner, and disappeared. She said, for some reason, I wasn't afraid of anything. I just accepted this, whatever it was. She told me that she was wide awake. Don't tell anybody about it. The lady eventually passed. The lady was my mother. About 3 weeks ago, my wife and I were invited to a young man's house for dinner. During the evening, after dinner, he said to me, let's go downstairs in the basement. I want to show you something. Okay. We went down the basement. He went behind the bar. He didn't drink the Patron. And I sat up on a bar stool. He said, I got something I want to talk to you about. I said, oh, brother, what have I done? So I sat up on the bar. And he said, I want to tell you something that I haven't told anybody. Now, this young man, we kind of thought that maybe he was maybe he was like agnostic, okay? We never asked him. We thought this guy is, he's growing up to be a man who is agnostic. And he said, incidentally, let me interject something. About a year ago, a very good friend of mine, his daughter died unexpectedly in an automobile accident. He was an extremely close friend of this young man. Matter of fact, he really liked her a lot in high school. But it was puppy love and that sort of thing. So he said, I had a dream the other night. And we all had a dream, He said, in this dream, Shelley, this friend of mine's daughter, passed. He said, I was sitting around this table with all my high school friends, all my high school buddies, some of which he still communicates with. He's approaching 50 now, so it's been a while. And he said, we're sitting around the table, and we're talking about sports and whatever. He said, I turn around, and Shelley's sitting at the table. Now, this is in a dream. And he turned around, he said, Shelley, you're here, you're sitting here. He turns around to the guy, and he says, look, Shelley's here. Again, I'm going to try to tell you exactly what he told me. He said, Shelley, what are you doing here? You're dead.